thank you everybody for tuning in. This is Citizens United with John and Lisa. We're happy to be back. Had not a lot of issues, but we were just running through some technical stuff, so I'm very happy you guys are back with us. Of course, my co-host, Lisa Dorado. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Everybody ready for Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Yes, yeah, definitely. I'm just upset over that one football game that got canceled at 8:20.
They all have the COVID.
Yeah. Well, it's just a couple special guys did.
Oh.
Because the NFL uses COVID like you got a hamstring injury. If seriously, if they just put them on a list and come back. So, but that's I don't know how else you could play that game.
Oh, you can't play with nothing. I get it.
With some of them. Robin is here, of course. She's doing her thing over there. You'll hear from her shortly. I'd like to thank the guy behind the glass who's been helping us, and he's still here. So here we are, Lisa, at, why don't you tell everybody our announcement? Because I know last time we tried, we didn't get it out.
I know. We had some real big technical difficulties last week with our audio. So I know that a lot of you weren't able to hear what we announced, so we are going to go ahead and announce that now. So we are starting out fresh with Citizens United with John and Lisa. We have moved on from our former production company. John and I, along with our other partner, Wade, have started our own media production business called Gold Medal Media. We are in the early stages, obviously, as you can see, of development. We have obtained a new location in Lockport. Our studio will be awaiting our better equipment that's going to be being delivered in. Hopefully, we should be in full production within the next couple of weeks. When we do that, we will share all of that information with you, and I'm sure you'll notice once we're in our permanent studio.
Right.
So thank you guys for everything, and thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah, we'll definitely can't wait to do it. We've been welcomed really nicely by Lockport, New York. Holy cow.
I know.
Very excited to have us there, and the Lockport Sun-Journal interviewed us, and a lot of nice things. The Western New York Observer put out a nice article on us, so... Yeah. Things are going. Remember, we are the most watched and listened to political podcast in Niagara County. And part of our success with that is there's no agenda here. None. There's no agendas. There's nothing going on. There's no one that really scares us to say what we got to say.
No.
So no one scares us at all. So we're good. You know what else I figured out today? I was counting back to June, I think it was.
Yeah.
It's been 170 days since the Little Bakery burglary. And that burglar is still on the loose.
And he had on that video, isn't that something?
Yeah, he's still on the loose, that burglar.
Yeah.
They tried to say it was the guy in Gasport, but it wasn't. That wasn't who it was. So, sooner or later, someone's going to pay attention. I know people are paying attention. I know they are. There's sources I know that are paying attention.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of finding out where the burglar is, because I can't believe that they haven't caught anyone yet, in that situation, with all the people there, all the police, all the the excitement, and he's still on the loose.
Seems a little strange.
Yeah, the burglar's not around. So the other thing, Lisa, that came up while we've been
on reprieve.
Yeah, and we tried last week, is the Niagara Falls budget. It's a $94 million budget. Now, when we were trying to give our information out the other day, there was some councilmen. It was voted on 3-2 at that point. Okaying contract concessions.
Right.
And Mr. Spanbauer wasn't happy, and he had a great quote, and then we'll quote him later. He said that he was opposed to the concessions because they included contract extensions and 2% raises. He, quote, "It's not good for taxpayers. The word deferred and extended will lead to challenges in the future." End quote from Mr. Councilman Spanbauer.
Right.
Now, you would agree with that.
Right.
That sounds like something...
Right.
No, that's... Yeah, of course. We've been talking about that for years. And
yeah.
I heard from the fire department, some of those guys, with their own quotes, said this is nothing that we haven't been doing for the last 2.5 years. So, okay. The police were very upset, though. They were the bigger losers. Well, one of the big losers. The real loser ends up being the residents and the businesses and all that, because they get another tax increase.
Right.
So, okay, it's a modest tax increase. It's 2.5% for both residential and business. Now, you might say, oh, by the way, Lockport didn't have one.
Of course.
They had no tax raise. I saw that. There was no raise in taxes in the paper today.
Yeah.
It said that. So they're holding, they adopted 5-1. for 2021. So, okay, them guys. But Niagara Falls, the tax increase, I recall after the garbage fee, they said, we're not going to put anything on them. We can't put anything on the backs of
the citizens of Niagara Falls anymore.
Right, and here they are.
Here they are again.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know why this is being applauded so much. I mean, really, spiking the ball in the end zone. And you have cut, like you said, the youth and senior programs.
All of them, and they're patting themselves on the back, and they're taking away from our children and our elderly. Once again, this is not something new. This is exactly where the cuts go to all the time. But with the state of affairs that Niagara Falls is in right now, where are we at? 16 murders in?
Yeah.
We're 16 murders in.
We doubled 1985's old record of 8.
Yeah.
And we sit between Cleveland and Jackson, Mississippi as the most deadliest city in the country. We're at like 3.4 murders per every 10,000 people. So, we're in tough shape.
We're in real tough shape. And I just want to know, we're in such tough shape. Where is the
violent crimes
are being happened. And the last murder that took place was an actual personal friend of mine. And the circumstances are so bizarre and so outrageous. And you'd better believe that our mayor knows exactly what happened there. And him nor the chief of police have come out and said a damn word publicly about any of this.
Yeah, no, because these crimes are vicious, and it's not just the last one. Some of the other ones,
they're vicious. All of them. I'm not belittling any of them. We shouldn't be having one.
Yeah, but you figure it's vicious. They all are, right? I know, getting shot with a gun, whatever. But I mean, like the way. I mean, it's some of it's in broad daylight. Some of it's right on Pine Avenue. Yeah. A man getting shot while he's leaning in to get his kid out. Yeah, shoots, and so that means when he gets shot, those kids see this. 13-year-old, whatever, and no one's anything to say. We have big city crime.
Per capita, we are a big city crime.
Yeah.
Per capita.
Definitely.
It's horrible.
Yep.
I mean, we're like bordering the lines of Chicago.
Yeah, we're back. We're
by per capita. If you look at it per capita,
we're number 5.
It's unbelievable.
And I want to remind everybody, please continue to interact with us on Facebook because right now we're not ready to take calls, but we will be.
Actually, we do have a lot of people chiming in. Tony T is with us. He says, "Look good, guys."
Nice.
Happy Thanksgiving, John Lisa from Bobby Smedella. Happy Thanksgiving, Bobby. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, as a matter of fact. And I hope everybody enjoys their day tomorrow. Danny Fitzpatrick says it's an unreal time. Yes, it is, Danny. We have, and he says, unreal time for a change. These kids need something to do. So do our elderly.
Right.
And exactly. And then they're cutting the taxes for those programs. And we're already talking about people that are shut in, on top of COVID-19 shut in, elderly shut in. Kids can't go to school, and you're cutting their programs. Yeah. It's insane.
And wishing for a third party. A third party's going to come in. Now, I wish we had a third party. I mean, politically.
Yeah, but somebody's going to come in with a cape and save the day. Because it sure isn't going to be Cuomo.
No, and it's not. It may not be the boys' club and girls' club like they're saying. I don't know. Right. Who's going to... I don't know. Talk about...
Personally, honestly, I just want to know. I mean, legally, as citizens, I think we should just completely revolt paying the tax increase, start our own things for our community.
Right.
Why am I paying you taxes when you're not giving me the police protection?
Right.
Why am I paying you taxes when you're not, even coming out and saying anything about any of the travesties that are going on? I'm paying you. We voted you in.
Yeah.
We voted you in.
Right. And
Come on.
I think you could. Okay, Robin, you're here. Hey, Robin.
Hey, Robin.
How are you?
Doing good. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
All right. You got more, Robin?
Dominique likes that. Your daughter says that you guys sitting next to each other is so much better than switching the screens.
Oh, all right. Thanks, Dominique.
And then Bobby's Smedella. I can't stand Mark Polin cars telling people to wear masks when he was caught not. So
Yeah.
hypocritical, I can't stand it.
Just like
Well,
the governor.
I think that we've seen this on every single
Every
level,
level.
from local to
Yeah.
who was it? It was a
The
doctor.
mayor.
There was a doctor in who was it? It was a doctor sitting at a table of it was somebody in the Democratic
Right.
Party, in the presidential Democratic Party. You know what I'm talking about? Did you see that?
I don't know.
Well, a lot of people don't see anything.
I know,
when it
because we
comes
can't
in.
see nothing. I know.
The MSM doesn't report half of it, so
Right.
unless you dig deep for it, you're not going to
Yeah.
see it.
No, and I think. Oh, is there something else, Robin? Before I go on, okay. I also think that I'm surprised, and I know people have done it, but they don't care when you go to a council meeting. They don't care. I've seen them have a bunch of people, and the guy it was the garbage fee, and they look right at you. The crowd's booing. They don't care. They're
Right.
gonna vote, for the fee. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a better way than that. But I cannot believe that this budget is going. It seems like it's going very quietly into the next year, and I'm surprised because I was told that we can't take it anymore. As residents, we can't. We're not going to put the burden on your back. We're not going to do all that. Well, 2.5. I know it's modest, as the mayor said, and again, it's modest. Sure, but I also have the garbage fee.
We also have the garbage fee, yeah.
And
I will tell you this: I do not miss living in Niagara Falls.
right. Well, yeah. You even live in town Niagara. I mean,
I know.
the water bill in Niagara Falls is outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's $90 right off the bat before I turn on the water, I think, with the sewer tax or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I there's so much here that in the falls that I mean, I know we're all used to it, so it makes us negative. No, think about it. We really are. What are you going to do? But I can't be positive. I got nothing else to say.
I agree. You know, and everybody's like, oh, and you know what really kills me is our friends that move out of town, and they're like, oh, that town's well, yeah, we know that's why you moved. Not everybody is in them circumstances where they can move.
Right.
And that's what's sad, because I think that if everybody pretty much really could move, there would be nothing left.
I know. No, you're
there
right.
would be nothing or nobody left down there.
Yeah, because there's...
there's people that have to stay for family reasons, taking care of parents and whatnot.
Yeah.
And,
Well, as we were talking a little bit about the budget, it's just funny because now it gets...
Oh, Bobby Spindell, I'm sorry
Okay.
to cut in.
No, go ahead.
But it was Newsom. Thank you, Bobby.
Oh, all right,
I couldn't
the governor.
remember who it was. It was Governor Newsom, and there was a medical doctor sitting at that table of what? I think it was about 20 plus people, and not a one of them had a mask on, and they were all just dining fine.
Yeah, well...
Yeah.
We've seen Governor Cuomo do it.
Yes.
We've seen him going into... Well, he sent out pictures.
Yeah.
He did it himself.
Do you think that Cuomo's actually going to do his own...
Oh, so, yeah, alone.
Do you think he's going to eat turkey alone tomorrow? You don't think he's going to be with his mother and that crazy Fredo brother? of
Yeah,
his?
right. Yeah, oh, they'll be all there. There are a bunch of them. He's a bum. No, you shouldn't. That guy's a...
That guy's crazy.
Yeah, don't
He's
stop.
worse than his brother.
You can't even... No, I'm not even going to get into this. Because you can't give a good reason. I know you can't. But you know what? Now, we're talking about crime...
Yeah.
It's all crimes. But let's go back to the budget crime. And then we're going to go to real crime. Budget crime... I just wrote it down. Hold on a minute. They adopted the budget 5-2. It was unanimous.
Right.
No one said anything. But the funny thing I thought was in the newspaper, I saw Mr. Councilman Spanbauer's. I read the quote earlier about how it's not good for taxpayers, the deferring, and all this stuff with the concessions. Now he says, I think this is a lean, mean budget. There have been some cuts, some tough cuts.
Yeah.
Well, okay. But about 2 weeks ago, it was so bad that we're kicking the can down the road. We're not doing what we got to do in the future.
It's Chase. It's been playing Chase for, I know.
Well, who do you think who gets to these guys in their ear? I mean, it was Vascio and Spanbauer that voted, were the two no votes during the contract extension concessions with police and fire,
Right.
And all of a sudden it just turns to how?
I know.
Magically turns to yes. I don't know, but there's that crime that goes on at City Hall all the time.
Right.
Let's get to some real sad, terrible crime, but thank God this might be a good day for survivors and people that are, it's, Nick D'Angelo, who is he was a managing editor at The Reporter, very tight, he had a job with Niagara County, social services, tied in with our mayor and Watazik, and I know Faso Messer was another one that he's pretty close with. So I said a million times, and I'll say it again: these politicians better decide what side they're on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what they got to do here. Yeah. Are you on the side with the corruption side, Watazik, the bakery, and all that other nonsense, or where are you at? But anyways, D'Angelo, and I think a special thank you has to go to the Erie County DA. He was arraigned Monday on a 12-count indictment charging him with rape, sexual abuse, unlawful imprisonment, and patronizing a person for prostitution. Now, here's the counts. I can read them, wrote them down. 1 count of rape in the first degree. 2 counts of criminal sexual act in the first degree. 1 count of sexual abuse in the first degree. 2 counts of rape in the second degree. 1 count of unlawful imprisonment. 3 counts of patronizing a person for prostitution. If convicted, the maximum is 35 years in prison. Now, here's the thing. He was released on his own recognizances.
That just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Now, you're talking about a maximum of 35-year sentence. Right. You don't think that this possibly could be a flight risk and you're ROing somebody like that? Ridiculous. People need to actually just really pay attention to the laws that are being passed so things like this do not happen. Right. I mean, this is a predator. This is a possible predator. I should say a possible predator because he has not been convicted. Right. But the allegations are pretty scary.
To be released on your own recognizance as well. 2 of the victims were under 17 years old.
Exactly. Right. When you're dealing with minors, it's an outrage. Yeah. It's a complete outrage. And honestly, I will give kudos to the Gazette because they finally actually printed something that was worth reading.
Yeah, well, because you know what the real funny thing is? The reporter has acted like it didn't happen.
Well, of course they did. Because he was editor-in-chief, wasn't he?
Yeah, and Parlato loved him, and the other guys on there always defending him. Yeah. But, this is the biggest arraignment in a long time in Niagara County. It really is. It's a lawyer who's politically connected who is being charged with all this.
He's worked on many campaigns.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can see him. I saw him all the time taking pictures at City Hall for just now.
Do you think that he actually just kind of implemented himself into these people's lives? Because that's what a lot of criminals and corrupt people do. They want to make it look like it's like Ted Bundy. Well, I look like a yuppie, but I'm actually a serial killer.
I do. We know somebody who was affected by this, and it seems to me that law work is. Well, I know now what we're going through with Robin's situation. It's obviously something. It's like if I call, I get charged $60 a minute. It's crazy. Yeah. So I think he uses the fact that not many people can afford it, and he finds the younger women who. I don't mean this in a bad way, because it's just because they're younger and they probably have kids. They're that vulnerable. And he knows that they need assistance in that way.
That's a predator.
Yeah, and so he just takes advantage. I mean, that's what it reads like. Yeah. I mean, I've been sued by him.
Yeah.
So, he sued me for something I put on Facebook. And the other thing that he sued somebody, and it's really sad, is the mother of the girl that he did whatever he did in Niagara Falls High School. Mm-hmm. And another friend of, I'm friends with her father, I won't say her name, but same thing, and she's not feeling well now. She's got cancer and stuff. So just pathetic, and, this could be a good day. This should be a good day for all survivors. It would be a better day, though, if he would have been left in county jail. Yeah. Because on the loose, it feels to me that he's got to be a danger. I mean, how isn't he?
Well, first of all, let's face the facts. I mean, he is an attorney. I know he's a young attorney, but I'm sure he probably has some money stowed away. He definitely could be a flight risk. These are serious allegations that are, bestowed upon him. And with a 35-year sentence, right, that could make somebody run. Right. That's what scares me because, we were discussing the other night. We were talking about Bill Shrubsall and all of the things that wound up going on with him. And here he was, he was a minor when he murdered his mother. Right. He was, got off on that. All well and good. Then he winds up raping a girl, leaving this area and fleeing to Canada, pretending he committed suicide, and then going up to Nova Scotia and pretending to be a college student.
Yeah, he went back to high school so he could play
He went
sports.
back to high school in Canada. So it's like,
and then he beat.
Did you look at this baby face?
And then he beat up a bunch of women there with a baseball bat, just like he killed his mom.
Exactly.
I mean, so it's
and
one of the brightest people we've seen.
Well, sometimes they say those geniuses can be a little weird.
So now we've covered that 'cause it's the biggest story. It really is the biggest story in Niagara County. It's one of the biggest arraignments ever. I mean, and the reporter has not. This should be the nail in the coffin of the reporter. If anyone still picks up that free paper after they just have defended and they victim shamed horribly. Our one friend was absolute. I hope at the end, when this is all said and done with, I hope she decides to take them to court because that was horrible.
Yeah,
they didn't even care.
She can sue on a civil.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, for
yes,
sure.
Wait.
I do give credit. They are involved in some really ridiculous things, but give a little credit to where credit's due. Watoziak did.
She recused herself.
She
recused herself.
She
I was just actually going to say that.
Yeah,
Glad you brought it up.
Flynn, Flynn went hard at it, and it makes me really worried. Like, let's not see this again. What happened in the past with another judge, because Flynn did push for no ROR. Let's just really hope that there's no corruption.
And when I was watching him today, he did say in his news conference today that all of the crimes, each individual, and this is where I think the law should be changed. Each individual doesn't hold a bail to be held.
Okay.
But when you're talking 12 counts, and you're glomming them all together, I think that's where the law needs to be changed.
Yeah, well, he's a danger. You have to be when you're at this, when you're doing this.
If it's one, maybe even two, but we're dealing with 12 counts and 3 victims.
They're dangers. They're just dangers to our community.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you know what else these people don't understand? And I think that, the people that defend the accused here is that after that stuff is done to somebody, it's not. I think a lot of these guys that defend the offender, they think it ends when the act ends. You know what I mean? It goes on, and these people now, guys that are the offenders, they walk around fine. They're smiling. They're with everybody. They're everywhere, all around with politicians. And that person that they did that act to, 30 years, 40 years, just of complete, damage.
Right.
You damage these people to the point where, I mean,
for life.
Yeah, and you might have damaged them to where they're scared. They're scared of everyone.
It is for life. This
guy should have been at least on house arrest.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
So you mean he's not even being... So he'll be at breakfast in Lockport somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
It was funny that we ran into him.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't see us, but we saw him.
Yes, Robin?
I just wanted to clarify as far as lawyers go.
Oh, your guy.
Yeah, the lawyer that took my case is doing it. He hasn't charged us a dime. He was a victim of abuse himself, and he has been a godsend. Nobody else would take my case because it wasn't worth enough money.
Right.
And so I just want to give a shout out to Paul Barr.
Paul Barr is a great guy.
Yeah.
He's a friend of my brother Paul's.
He's not just a great attorney, but he's a
good person.
Guy. Yeah.
He's a good person.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
So now, we talked about the most important case in a long time here, because it's going to uncover some things too. It will definitely uncover some connections here.
Yeah.
Well, we already knew the Wataza connection. The mayor and the Faso Messer connection is going to be interesting, because I want to know, what did they know, when did they know it? What's going on? Because there's all kinds of allegations out there. It's been going on since February of this year.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to know what they know and what they don't know. Now, like you were saying, we have 16 homicides. Yeah. This here, the accused, and we'll find out in court, whatever, is serial type stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this is serial type offending. I don't even want to say the R word, because that's why I'm going to court. I said the R word. So I will not say the R word again. Yeah. At one point I may be allowed to, but we'll see. But I'm just saying, that's serial type offenses. Yeah. And no one's got anything to say.
I know. Kathy Hooper says it never goes away.
Yep. I was just gonna say that, and
No, it doesn't.
And Vernon Lohan said Nick will go to prison for 35 years.
Well, yeah. Something has to be done. We know what happened in the past, back in high school, and we're replaying it again. But we'll see. I guess I just feel like it's one of those things where sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, what do you mean? Everyone's on the same page. All these people come from different parts, and they're saying this. But we'll let the courts take
it's
it.
One of those things that you don't. It's
No.
not like having your car broken into,
No.
where
When
you're
you're
made
violated,
whole by your insurance
when you're physically
company.
violated, that is the worst of the worst.
Well, the funny thing is, these guys that stick up for people, these offenders, the funny thing is with them, if their house got broken into, they'd be so upset and would be uncomfortable. Oh, it isn't the same anymore because he touched my spoons, and everyone would be upset.
Yeah.
But with this, they're nothing. You're not upset about it because everyone that defends that thinks it's that single act.
Yeah.
Because you can't call that sex. It's not. It's violence.
No.
It's nonsense. It's bullshit. It's not that. So I just hope this is a good day for everyone around here to realize that you can, the victims, you can speak up. Here's a guy who I think was going to run for city council. I think I just named you some of the powerful people he's been around and is around. Yeah, it took some time, but they got him.
Yeah.
And, the New York State Police did a great job. Like I say, she sent it over to Erie County, thank God, because how could she... But honestly, though, how could she have done it? If she would have been involved in this,
She did better. She couldn't.
Yeah, how could she?
couldn't.
No, you can't.
No,
You can't do it.
couldn't.
So, like I say, I just hope it's a good day. But in this city, though, you were touching on it with the violent crime we're having. You would think, now, any other city, Chicago, other cities,
Their
the mayor...
mayor is crazy in Chicago.
Yeah. No, I don't even mean. I said the wrong. Any other city like Jackson, Mississippi, or Cleveland,
Yeah.
the mayor they always say something to the people. There's a press conference. There's something.
There's something when there's violent crimes that happen. There was a press conference. There's some sort of try to settle people's nerves down and give them some sort of comfort.
Right.
You're kind of like our dad that we put into office. We want to hug every once in a while.
Yeah. No, you're right. You got to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And
You're
no one
supposed
wants
to be protecting us. That's what you're there for.
No, they.
You're working for us, just to let you know.
The council also. No one has stepped up to say a word about anything that's gone on here. The last homicide was vicious. We just got an arraignment on vicious crimes too. Those are very violent, and silence. Now the silence though, it says a lot, especially on this arraignment. The silence says a lot, and if you notice, not a word, not even the city council. No one has nothing to say about this. Now, let me remind everyone, go to Facebook. Of course, we share your comments, ask us questions. We will be having that phone line shortly, and so you'll be able to call in. And, Lisa, I want to take a moment to go on this topic it won't be real quick, but I'm curious on your take on this. For example, you know what? Let's bring up this first. COVID-19 is then we'll get back to what I want to say. COVID-19 is spiking to April numbers. We're back to April, May numbers. 76 positive tests yesterday. Now here's a big problem with that. 28 in the hospital. That's tough. When you get 28 in the hospital, that's grown a lot. 686 active cases, 658 are at home. We've had 2 recent deaths the other day, a 72-year-old and a 62-year-old in Niagara County. I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. We know the deaths are real. They're not fake deaths.
They're real.
Yeah.
I listen.
Obviously,
I know COVID is real. I do. I was actually telling Wade earlier that I came across, actually my girlfriend Tara pointed it out to me and my friend Jonathan, and it was a head researcher from Johns Hopkins University. His name is Marty McCary, and it's McCary, I do believe. And he actually did an interview on Fox News with Martha McCollum, and this was a few days back. And his research proved, I mean, it's like less than, 97.7% of people are surviving this. And it's really, obviously elderly people are most at risk and people with severe underlying problems.
Right.
The age groups, the charts and everything that he came out with. Well, guess what? All of a sudden it disappeared. It was like it never even happened. So that to me kind of tells me, like, what's going on.
Right.
I feel like I'm being lied to.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? I feel like I'm being lied to. I'm not saying that it's not real. But if you do your research and you look and see, from years past of the flu was consistent with deaths. Consistent,
about
consistent,
60,000 of them, a year.
It's like it's non-existent.
Yeah, because we're at 280-something
It's like
thousand.
it's non-existent. It's like the pneumonia, the same thing. Pneumonia had a consistent rate of deaths every year. Now all of a sudden, it's like it's non-existent. So how many of these deaths are really real? And you know what somebody said? I was like, am I living in an alternative universe here?
Right.
Oh, well, the flu, it's the reason why that's not happening now is because we're all wearing masks. Well, then why is COVID? I mean, they're saying that wearing masks and this and that and the other. So what is the truth and what is not?
Right.
I'm not saying that COVID doesn't exist, so please, now everybody don't
Right,
go down my throat.
No, COVID.
But I'm just saying that I do believe that we're being lied to.
Oh.
And I think that they've taken this to a whole other level because for political gain and political reasons.
And now, though, what would it be? Because what are they trying to gain? You know what I mean? What are they doing?
Well, because first of all, now did anybody out there in our watcher land? Did anybody watch the hearings for the legislature in Pennsylvania today?
I'd have had to be there because.
Okay,
Right.
I mean, it actually happened. And this was all to do about the voter fraud. But they're just not televising it.
Right.
Like, the media is lying to us. Our own local paper doesn't even, tell us the truth. So what do you
Right.
think the national people are going to do?
Right.
So,
No, I agree.
They don't tell us the truth about what we see happening in our own neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So do you think that this isn't happening on a broader scale? If you don't think that, then you really need to get your head examined.
Wade, maybe you know this answer. Robin, I'm not sure. You might too. Where do you get the numbers? Now, they don't. Do they run the numbers for flu and deaths and whatever else?
Well, you get it from the Department of Health.
Is it what, CDC?
CDC, the Department of Health.
And they run them like you can see them monthly. And
Well, nobody's showing them,
Okay.
but you have to go do your own research and get them yourself.
Okay. Does anyone know?
Niagara County Department of Health posts them.
No, I know that's COVID. I'm talking about.
We're
flu.
talking about
Oh,
we're talking about
flu?
daily. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
You can just go
'Cause
online.
I've never seen it.
You can go online, and like I said, you can look up Marty McKierney, and like I said, for days you couldn't even find it. You're gonna have to dig because they're hiding it. Big Tech's hiding it. Google. It was not on Google.
Right.
Tara watched it with her own eyes.
And
own
she said
eyes.
the sound is great tonight. Good job.
Oh,
So
thanks,
thank you,
Tara.
Tara.
Thanks for
Thank you.
watching. I know you know where we're at. I know you know this background.
Little extra thumbs up to
Yeah.
Wade on
We
that.
really kind of wanted to have a bar background today because we're in celebration of Gold Medal Media.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So
Yes. But now back to COVID. This is my only thing with it. I know it's obviously very contagious. It's probably more contagious than the flu. The death of COVID is spread all over the world.
Right.
All over the world. What is other than the United States, the COVID situation, what is it around the world is the plan? Like, what I'm trying to say, if it's done here to knock out, I don't even know what the hell they're doing it for now anymore. But what's the plan? Why is it happening in England? They got big high numbers in other places.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm just curious.
If we don't all work on this together, this is the virus doesn't see borders.
Right.
So if we don't all work on this together globally,
Right.
it's never going to end. We're just going to continue to have
Right.
all this bullshit with, looks like we might possibly go back Erie County to red after this Thanksgiving, depending on how many are hospitalized.
We are. We will hear
We
it
take
too.
the proper precautions.
Yeah.
My wife actually works on a COVID floor.
Okay.
So taking the proper precautions, I have no worries. My wife has no worries. Now, have we seen more people come in? Yes. but what Lisa said is very accurate, and the people that are dying from this are an older age, and they also have respiratory issues as well. So it doesn't mean that we shouldn't be neglecting it, but there needs to be some form of we can't just isolate ourselves.
Right.
No.
So
there has to be an in between.
Yes.
You can't just keep closing down the economy. I mean, we've been. We're what month are we in now?
I don't even, November.
Okay, so how many months in are we? We're 9 months in.
Right.
Yeah, and we were closed for how many months? Like 3?
Yeah,
4?
completely.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously,
Except
I
essentials.
plan to close my business.
Right. Yeah.
And, yeah.
Just a couple shout outs
Sure.
to some of our regular listeners. Jennifer Blythe Nichols is listening.
hello.
We thank her.
Hi,
We
Jen.
shared on her channel. Kevin Hutchinson.
Oh, our guy.
Hi,
Yeah.
Kevin.
He's the best.
Our daughter Mustina is
Oh, nice.
listening.
Thanks,
And I want to give a special shout out to our son-in-law Josh,
Yeah.
who was in a
Hey,
car
Josh.
accident just a couple days ago.
Demolished his car,
He's
totally.
Yeah, totaled his car, but he's sore, but he's all right. But
Yeah,
I
that's
just want
yeah.
to thank him for listening too.
Yeah,
He
oh my
always
gosh,
listens every week.
yes. Feel better. My goodness. Nothing worse than a car accident.
So now,
there's-
did you? Yeah,
As long
I
as
will
you
talk
live.
about it later. COVID-19, though, I guess the other question I have for it is, how many people have pre-existing conditions? Probably a ton in
Well,
the United
that was
States.
the whole thing. That was the chart. Actually, I can pull the chart up right here on my phone and show you all. They're saying 0 to 18 basically has a 0%,
Okay.
death rate. And it's only, that's the word, I wish Tara would call, I could talk to her right now because I don't know how to pronounce this word, comorbidities,
Okay.
being
Comorbidities.
Comorbidities. Thank you for that,
Yeah.
Robin, because I know I wasn't going to
unfortunately
be able
know
to
it
pronounce
'cause
it
I
right.
have them.
Yeah.
But and this is and it was done through Johns Hopkins University. Aren't we talking about follow the science? Follow the science. It's all we keep hearing is follow the
Right.
science. It was at 2.74%
Oh,
for
that's
people over 70 years old, and it just goes down, 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 down. We're at less than 0.5% pretty much at this point
right.
for deaths. And, I'm not saying that it's not there. It is there. The flu's been there. I'm not trying to compare it to the flu because apparently that annoys everybody too. But 60,000 people a year died from the flu for many, many years, and we never closed down our economy.
Well, the flu, though.
This is where my problem is at.
Now, the flu, though, is the only difference.
People can be careful, wear a mask, wear your hand sanitizer, but closing down our economy is just out and out.
The thing
craziness.
about the flu, though, that I think is now, you're a 40-year-old person, you have diabetes,
Right.
so you're considered to be, you're gonna be. You should.
There was
Not
it
take
was
risks.
a low. It was like 0.06, and
For
these are people with comorbidities.
Right.
Okay, and this
Right.
is the mortality rate for the
Okay.
vulnerable.
Right.
This wasn't even for healthy people.
Yeah, healthy people, which are.
I mean, it was something to see.
No, it's definitely just we just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
I still don't understand it. We've definitely been lied. Yeah, we've been lied
Tim
to.
Heather
Yes. Okay.
is watching
Oh, hi,
us
Tim.
too,
Glad you got to see us.
Yeah.
Are you on the Facebook Live, Robin?
Doing,
Because it's like I'm not getting anything up on here.
I have to keep her
Freshing?
freshing out and going down.
No.
Oh, I totally just turned it right on.
Well, the next question I have for you, Lisa, and anyone in the room, and this might be better for Lisa. I bet you she'll know this, but you guys might jump in. We were talking about this before the show, but let me tell you what I saw, and then you can tell me the truth. Sidney Powell, supposedly the president's team sent out a thing saying she's no longer part of the president's legal team. Chris Christie and Pat Toomey, who's a senator from Pennsylvania, but he's not running again, Republican, called her a disgrace. Tucker Carlson also questioned some of her assertions. Some of her claims, according to these people, were so far-fetched that you just can't. They couldn't no more. Those three men.
Right.
What
So
happened with her?
let me tell you what happened with Sydney. Okay. First of all, Sydney was never a part, and I quote, never a part of Trump's legal team. She was not being obtained and or paid by Trump's campaign.
Right.
Okay. That's first and foremost. She is doing her own filings, and what I do believe what she is going to be doing is she's going to be filing for the people
Yeah.
of the United States of America, for the voters, for the citizens. Her case is completely different as far as what Giuliani's case and Jenna Ellis's case is.
Okay.
Jenna Ellis and Giuliani are moving forward with the voter fraud case in one aspect, because that needs to be taken care of with the legislatures from each of these states. So now Sidney Powell, because of this, is very time sensitive. So that's why this team, Trump's team, is moving forward doing what they are doing. If anybody didn't catch it, there are actual hearings today in Pennsylvania with the legislatures. And there were people with sworn affidavits testifying under oath of what they saw during the voter fraud. This is something that your mainstream media is not bringing to you, but if you care to look, you can look it up.
Can I interject that I think the biggest shame in this whole thing is that if you watched Rudy Giuliani's press conference, he had incredible facts, and I'm not on one side or the other. But all anybody wanted to talk about was his hair dye.
Oh, of course. That's ridiculous.
I know, it was fun. Yeah,
I mean, was it embarrassing?
Yeah, sure. But the mainstream media, that's what they got out of the press conference.
That's what they're talking about. They're talking about that, and we're in the midst of wondering whether we are losing our democracy and our republic as people, and you're worried about that?
Right. And it's
that, to me, should just tell you where your journalists and your reporters are at today. Mm-hmm. They're all full of shit.
I don't know if Giuliani misspoke. However, when he was talking about, and when he was bringing up Venezuela, and he's basically talking about the ghost of Hugo Chavez fixing this election. Maybe he was meant to mean Maduro. However, I mean, Hugo's been dead for some years now.
Right.
They made him misspoke, but it didn't make him look as intelligent as they should be.
Right.
When it comes to this situation. The defense of this situation.
Right. Especially the hair dye running down his face. Apparently that was what everybody was doing.
It's always a circus.
I want to read this. Sam Conti Jr. said, check out China's COVID-19 numbers. 1.4 billion people, less than 87,000 cases. Isn't that something, Sam?
But doesn't China, though, I don't know, you can't trust what China's doing.
Well, exactly. Well, can we trust what our own country is telling us? No. Apparently not, because they're not reporting a credible scientist from Johns Hopkins University.
Oh, they pick and choose.
They pick and choose.
It seems like
they pick and choose.
You know who's on the up and up about this? From right off get-go almost was South Korea. Not North Korea.
Probably. Yeah.
South Korea was on this, and if we could match what they're doing, holy shit, we'd be in a much better spot.
Yeah. Right. No, it's tough for me to understand, because I'm not, like Lisa said, the science. It just depends who's saying it. It's not. I can't believe there's not a mutual science. Okay, this is it. Here's science.
It's the thing. I mean, you have people that you want to protect. I mean, obviously, you've got your mom living with you. You want to be extra careful. I've got some of these comorbidities.
Yeah, so we
I
feel
like we need to be extra careful.
Right.
I mean, the studies are saying that there's not great effects on kids, but we've got 2 little grandkids. We're not going to take any chances with them,
I agree with you.
But you just don't know who to believe.
Right.
I mean,
you
how
don't
do you
know
decide?
what to believe.
Still, after all
These months, we don't know who or what to believe. And like I said, and they're screaming, "Oh, we're going to follow the science, follow the science." Well, why are we not hearing? Why is this whole entire thing with this Marty, this doctor from Johns Hopkins University, it was wiped out for days?
Yeah,
it took Tara over 2 days to find out where it was.
It's crazy.
And
we're
crazy.
wondering, is our science or is China's science the real science? I mean, that's crazy.
We don't even know where it came from. Oh, go ahead.
This is good. Nick Nielsen says, I'd like to know who holds liability for what is being said about this virus. Where are the affidavits signed under penalty of perjury as to what is being said is true? Who holds the liability for the vaccine if one of our offspring die or any adverse health effects? Okay.
Well,
there's no more such thing as that liability anymore when it comes to vaccines.
Yeah, there is no liability.
There's no liability.
Well, first of
That's
all,
what
just
makes
to let
you
everybody
scared
know, I
to
don't know,
even
did you
get
guys
it.
know this, that the regular flu vaccine is only 50% effective? So now we have Pfizer coming out, what was it, a week and a half ago,
Yeah.
saying that their vaccine is 90%. 90. At first it was 90%. And then,
95.
what's the other place?
Madeira?
Madeira.
Madeira
comes out.
Madeira, yeah.
Madeira comes out and says theirs is 95%. Literally the next day, Pfizer came back out and said theirs is 95%.
And then didn't
So
Merck-
you literally
didn't
were
Merck-
able to gain 5% in a day.
Right.
Get out of here! Come on.
You know.
I might have gone to school just to eat my lunch, but I'm not stupid.
Well, you know, those guys are the biggest pharmas of all. I mean,
exactly.
they do
You
what
know,
they do. They don't
it's
care
like
about
this.
cancer
We're a
patients.
bunch of little puppets, right?
And then
here.
it all depends on how you break it down, because
Yeah.
the flu vaccine only vaccinates you against a certain strain of the flu.
Exactly.
That's why people get the flu.
I've never had the flu
despite-
vaccine ever. Knock on wood. Here, I'll knock on wood for everybody.
Yeah.
I've never. You know what? I couldn't tell you the last time I had the flu.
Right.
A lot of people are overlooking a law that was passed last year, and isn't it funny how we get COVID? Basically, a law was passed stating, like, if you don't get, it hasn't really been enforced, but it's a New York State law. If you don't get these vaccinations, and you don't have your kids get these vaccinations, you could be considered for negligence. Your
Negligence
kids
of not
could be taken
vaccinating
away.
your children. And you know
That
what? Now
is-
that is unconstitutional
For
because
sure.
you and I, we have what we want to choose is best
Right.
for our children.
Right.
Right.
This is the United States of America.
Right.
So still, I hope.
Yeah, right. This has been going on, you know.
But then you have people who decide that they're against vaccinations, and
Oh,
they
right.
put all together, and then they put their kids in school with
Measles, mumps.
Right.
yeah, that haven't had measles,
Right.
mumps, rubella vaccine. Well, 97% of
Right.
us vaccinate our children, and then
Well, I'll say this: the school shouldn't. I thought you couldn't get into school.
right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
So
This is, but I will tell you something. I have a girlfriend of mine who is, she's a nutritionalist,
right.
and she will not vaccinate her children. She actually has done so much research on what is all entailed in half of the vaccines, and she refuses, and I don't blame her. And honestly, I wish I was educated enough to know, because I do believe a lot of these vaccines that were given to us, I think that this is why we have such a higher level of our children with autism.
Why the hell
And-
is there mercury in any
Anything.
vaccine?
Exactly.
Like the
Mercury
small
is-
tray, the
it's not
smallest
okay.
trace.
Mhm.
Why is it even
why is
necessary?
it-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. So sorry, but I'm not taking it. I'm a very holistic person, and the only pill that I take is natural aspirin that's been around since before Big Pharma.
Yeah, right. So
And if you want any, well, that's a whole nother show. We'll talk about
Well,
that.
yeah, we definitely will.
Let's get back onto where we're going, John.
Well, we were at COVID. That's where this all went, and that's good. Now,
Yeah.
I just want to ask you. So, Powell has never been on that team.
Never.
But did the president's team really say she's no longer, or is that them just reacting
That
to
was
people
them
thinking?
reacting.
Yeah, okay.
That was them reacting. I do believe it was. And actually, they said she was never a part of our team. And I think it got confusing when they came out and they did the media reports that one day with Giuliani and her when his hair dye was running, and Jenna Ellis. So everybody just assumed
Right.
she was
She
a
was
part
part of it.
And we all know what assumption means.
Yeah.
It means,
Yeah.
don't assume.
Right.
It's an ass out of you and me both.
Yeah. No.
So until you get the real stories, and half the time, you're not getting the real story, or half of the truth, or not even close to the truth.
Right.
So you really do, and I can't express it enough, to do your own research, dig into it deep, because you're not going to get it from the mainstream media.
Yeah.
You're just not.
No, I agree. You can't. I mean, you just can't. They
So you
won't
gotta listen to us.
No, you can't even get the real news from the Gazette.
No. No, they already. I talked to
The
some
Niagara Falls Gazette.
anonymous source from that place told
Yeah.
me very interesting. You can't. You can't get anything in there unless someone tells you can.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. So, you get stymied.
Now.
Yeah. Now let me ask you another question, though. Now, this is mainstream media stuff, so maybe you got better news. I keep reading, and I wish I could remember the states. Maybe Pennsylvania, maybe Michigan, I don't know. That supposedly these elections have been certified.
They are not certified.
Not yet?
No, they are not.
No, they are telling us.
They're telling you
They
that.
are, yeah.
But they are not.
Wow.
There's also not a president-elect position or office that makes decisions.
No, there is no such thing as the office of president-elect.
Right.
First of all, he is not our elected president. The mainstream media keeps trying to tell you people this, and because they're going to try and cause an uprising, if things get overturned, they're going to say, Trump stole this back from him, and Trump stole it, and this is this, and they're going to cause a freaking civil war.
Do you guys realize that we're never going to be able to have an election again here in the United States? Because
not unless this is taken care of now.
But it won't be. And even if it's taken care of in the way that President Trump wins again.
I don't even want, guess what, I don't care whether he wins or not, but I want to get to the bottom of
But no
this.
one will believe it. Like, who can come out and say it to us that would say, okay, I believe that? You know what I mean? Like, there's no one that could come out and say, here's what happened. Because as soon as they say, here's what happened, someone's going to say no.
When you have hundreds and hundreds of American people, and I'm talking American people, that actually go in to do their civil duty as a United States American, coming out and signing sworn affidavits of what they have seen, then shame on you if you're going to call all of these American people, because they are you and they are me and they are him and her and everybody else in this room.
Absolutely.
And everybody else in this country. So that would be a disgrace, John.
I know it would. Yeah, I said that when I saw it. If there's actual affidavits under perjury, things, Jesus, you got to look into it.
John, we talked the other day about the local corruption we've seen in voting.
Yeah.
We talked about, what was it, 10, 20 years ago, where the box of ballots fell out in Lockport.
There was this happened here in Youngstown. There was a postman that got
he got in trouble.
He's actually in jail.
He threw stuff away,
He's in jail.
I had to prove I won an election to win an election.
Right.
This is... It's
absurd.
It's happening on the local level.
Sure.
The state level.
And the national level. How can you even fight this?
And you know what? I'm almost happy that it went down like this.
It just goes away.
No,
people stop caring and it goes away.
Yeah, that's what ends up happening.
There's way too many millions of people paying attention.
No,
And guess what? And I said this to you before. Guess what? I hope the governor and everybody else that wanted to lock us up in our house, good for you, because you know what? Made us all pay attention a little bit more.
I really hope that people start paying attention to where we live. I like Niagara Falls, Niagara County. It's really important. As much as Washington, D.C. is, I got to tell you, what we do here, it affects me. I mean, because President Trump or Biden isn't going to give me, the tax freaking thing that he just, the garbage fees. So in the meantime, I fight over these guys, and there's people just running wild at City Hall. And they just keep silent and just do things over and over. You got something?
Yeah, Tara Massaro makes a great point. She said 3 pharmaceutical companies came out with COVID vaccines 1 week after the election. You don't say.
Yeah. You know, Tara, obviously, I get so much of my information from my girlfriend, Tara. She really digs deep. At the time, I don't even know the sites that she's going to, but I know that
a ton of great points.
She really makes great points. And listen, I mean, she really, really does her research. She definitely does know. And tell Mike DeFrancisco, thank you. You like our new digs.
Thank you. Very nice.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of compliments
on our backdrop.
That's right. And you know what? They'll think about it. How clear this looks tonight. We've done what we had to do.
Yeah.
And Wade, great job. Gold Medal Media just really put it together here. Now remember, we're doing this on the fly. We're not,
Yes.
And we
aren't even set up in our permanent studio.
We started a business and
in 2
this is
weeks.
the 3rd week into it. You know what I mean? Like, so we apologize for what happened last week, but understand that we wanted to get this
we
done
started
as possible.
Gold Medal Media is a legitimate business.
And we're going to be bringing not just our podcast, but
a
lot of podcasts are coming. We're going to have a heck of a lineup. And
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the one with the puppets.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
I can't wait for you guys to see that.
Yeah, I just know that we're, this is a lot different than anywhere you could think of, because we're this is serious. This isn't just an AV room somewhere.
No.
We're really doing this, and I hope it shows through in what we do. The last thing I want to get into, because we're talking about presidential politics, is there was a fear, and it cracked me up, that Biden was going to be some kind of communist socialist or whatever.
Right.
He's not. As I see the cabinet, Janet Yellen is back. Everyone's back. There's no communists in there. That's just your regular Democrat establishment people. Those aren't communists.
Well, let me just tell you about your regular Democrats these days. It doesn't seem to me like they're regular anymore.
Well, the establishment.
It's not like you can put down a cup of coffee and dunk a little biscotti in it and come out with something delicious, because it's not happening.
No, but there's people there. You're not talking about AOC and Sanders. You're talking about people that don't even like them are now in this thing. Biden doesn't like them. Biden has shut them down. Even Pelosi has shut them down. Shut them down and told to stay quiet.
Yeah, if and when the presidential, when it's certified and we know who our president is, then we'll probably come out with some more comments. But honestly, I will tell you this. I do not think I can handle Kamala Harris being the president of the United States of America.
She's not,
The hypocrisy is what's just...
Well, I mean, first of all, during her run for presidential nominee, she called her running mate...
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
A rapist and a racist.
A racist and a rapist. And now he's okay because he asked you to run with him?
It was just a debate.
Go watch Stephen Colbert. Go find his interview with her. That's a great interview. We'll have to show it someday on here where he says, well, how could you do this after that? What you said? And she said, it's just a debate.
Yeah, well, guess what? That makes her a liar.
Yeah, that's right.
And I don't want a liar.
Right. No, you're right.
Another one.
But all I'm saying is the fear of Cuba and the fear of all of that isn't coming because you don't have that. You don't have that in here. This is old school bullshit that you would have gotten in 92 and 80, whatever. You're not going to... All he is a tax... He'll like to adjust. That's all I've ever said.
Right.
The difference between him and an establishment Republican is the percentage of corporate tax or all that stuff.
Right.
Because when you all look at it, they're the same guy.
And I know a lot of people are going to not like what I say here.
That's all right.
So I truly believe, and this goes from along with after we've seen the establishment of the Tea Party from Palin and when Obama was president. I truly believe that the Trump administration and a lot of the Republicans have went farther right. I believe that them Democrats, the 90% of them you see, have moved right as well. So that far left person you see as in Bernie Sanders, AOC, she's a sellout as well. She bastardized our Green New Deal.
Right.
Allowed fracking, so on and so forth. So not a true one. However, we don't have anybody on that. Like you guys can call me the crazy far left. I don't care. But you know what? I am that person that is left of them centrists, Democrats. And I will say that, holy shit, are we in trouble?
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
John Fidel says blame Pelosi for the election.
Yeah.
Another centrist Democrat.
Yeah.
She is a centrist.
Yeah. Oh, definitely she is.
But I'm with you.
I just want to give her some effort in it.
Yeah, she's in trouble.
They want to make fun of Giuliani's hair.
They need to just... they keep on... They wouldn't... I remember this last time, what was it, 2018? I didn't think she was going to be speaker. But she was able to shut down the young radicals. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. That's the thing I want. At some point, an election will not go by the way of... well, no, it won't. And you know what? Every election from here on out for president's going to be a circus act. There's no chance.
Well, that's the thing. You look at this is what Joe Morelli says. I believe that we've had fraud in every election that we've ever had in this country on many levels. Yes. He says politics equals fraud.
Yes. Yes. That's the best. That's the quote of the day. I love it.
I think the best thing that we can do as citizens is try and do our best to be a part of of what's happening.
The process,
of the process, so it can be.
Yeah, you got to try.
We're not allowed to be a part of the process because that's what the GOP is saying. They were not allowed to watch these votes being taken out of the envelopes. So that's not being part of the process,
Right.
and that's illegal.
We have no third-party representation even looking. Even
You're not even
oversight.
allowed to get.
I'm not even. We're not even allowed to be
Yeah.
there with the Democrats or Republicans
Right.
to count these votes.
Right.
Yeah.
You need
There should be
third-party
a third
Yes,
representation
I agree.
to defend.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
To look at both of
I
these
agree.
parties.
That's where you
100.
get. That's where you get honest information from.
Yes.
Would be those people,
Yeah.
because they wouldn't.
I
They,
agree.
you know, there's no
Yeah.
axe to grind.
Yeah.
I just, as I said earlier, and there's got to be this much fight and everything for our local stuff. I
Yes.
got the names. I'll tell you. I'm sure I'll be saying them. You got to follow the corruption here in Niagara Falls and Niagara County.
It goes all the way.
It's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so easy to follow the trail.
Yeah. Just follow the money.
And,
They're all pictured together.
yeah, right.
You just look at them.
Yeah, no, they're not hiding.
No, they're not hiding.
Yeah.
Like, for example, this mayor here, everyone hates Governor Cuomo in Niagara County. I guarantee it. Probably most of, whatever. In
Yeah.
Niagara Falls, this mayor they elected
Yeah.
was standing with Kathy Hochul, and she calls him by a nickname, and they're good friends. And he didn't hide it. He put it right on his Facebook to show
Right.
everyone, and they voted for him. And they didn't vote for the other guy. They didn't vote for Elder. They decided, let's go with the guy who is most connected to Albany, and then we'll complain that Albany's is bad and
Yeah.
Governor
Well,
Cuomo. No, we just
I'd say
stuck with him.
90% of the people who voted probably didn't even know who the hell they were voting for
Oh.
because they
Especially when they go down line.
They just
Yeah.
go on
They
their
just go down
affiliated line.
Yeah.
Go down line.
Like we have a problem with people paying attention to local politics. When they talk about politics in general, and when they're talking, it's all on a federal level.
Yeah.
This is why we need this show.
Yeah.
Because you guys talk about what is happening locally. So
Yeah,
what
we
we
talk
need to
about
do
it all.
is get
We
this
should,
out
you know.
More.
And like I said, what I was trying to say last week, it matters what is going on in Lockport. It matters what's going on in Grand Island. It matters what's going on in Lacelle as opposed to downtown Niagara Falls.
Right.
It matters what's going on in Lewiston. And everybody that is in the surrounding areas, it affects. If one area is having hard times, like Niagara Falls,
Yeah.
it will start trickling out into the rest.
How
So
come you
do
try?
not fool yourself on that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the crime's going to move, and we're at a
Yeah.
pace where I hope to God not, but we might hit 20
Yeah.
before the end of the year.
Yeah, it's
So,
scary.
I mean, we're in desperate
Yeah.
And
times,
like
and
you said, nothing's being done about it.
Done
not
or
even
said.
talked
Not even
about
said.
it.
yeah,
So,
acting like it's not
um,
happening.
Yeah.
What you need to do, and I stated it before, is you need a new approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So until you get that new approach, the new approach isn't just more police; it's getting the services out there to
Like police, so yeah,
stop
like saying,
repeated crime.
repeated
Yeah.
crime and
Repeated
and
crime,
mental
illness.
Mental
I'm
exactly.
very big on the health of
So,
mental illness
yeah.
because it is a very serious issue and nobody's dealing with it. And these people, there's no help. There's nowhere for them to go.
Yeah.
A lot of them just get locked up in jail for the winter
And this
because they have no place else to go.
and this city hall, like all the rest of them, and this includes the council
Yeah.
and the mayor, never address mental
No.
health issues. Never
Never.
address even drug issues.
No.
Never address the homeless issue. Never. And you know what? It's as easy as going on Google, because I do it, and I look at other cities that have done with it, and you can just read. And then maybe try to implement or something.
Right.
Say something. Why not? Even if you just acknowledge the fact it's happening would be nice.
Right.
Just, but they don't, because all they do is stay in, they do have a bubble. Even
Yeah.
here in Niagara Falls and Lockport.
It's a regurgitated bubble.
Yeah.
It's a regurgitated
But
bubble.
they travel along and don't open their
Right.
eyes. But then what they'll do is, okay, you paint a mural. That's
Yeah.
nice. I'll change this street name, which is Ontario Avenue. I'm not going to really change it from Ontario Avenue. I'm just going to put another sign underneath for some guy who played the trombone
Right.
back in the 50s. No one gives a damn. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sure maybe
Yeah.
a couple family members, but what's that doing? Nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And if any of them get people drive down Main Street, drive down, whatever, you're going to see people that come out, sadly, that look like zombies.
Yeah.
And you know what's the busiest place? It's unbelievable. Is that the place across, that used to be our YMCA, that's
Yeah.
now a
Yeah.
homeless shelter.
A homeless
It's
shelter.
huge. It's the YMCA here is enormous.
So sad. One of my first jobs, I worked at the Royal Chef Cafe on
Oh,
Main
okay.
Street.
Yeah.
Sad. Right next to
Yeah.
John's. John's was open.
But
Businesses were
it's
going.
not true that a municipal can't do something to help. They can do something. It's being done. Google, you'll see what's being done.
Yeah.
Instead, it's I don't know because it doesn't always have to be money either. Because if you're going to get third party help to do this stuff for seniors and kids allegedly, how about some help? We have nothing here. Think about it.
And they should be trying to find them. You get into them volunteer services like Lockport Cares, for example, in my home city.
Right.
We should see our mayor and our councilmen be trying to advertise that almost. Like, go volunteer at Lockport Cares. Go to the soup kitchen. Go to the mission. So we can fix this issue. So we can talk to these people and get them on a different path. A path where they can be a constructive person that does something for our community.
Yeah.
They want the feeling of being a part. Who doesn't?
Right.
So let's give them that feeling instead of just looking at them and medicating them because with a lower form of heroin.
Right.
Exactly.
That's why they're walking around like zombies.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you 110%, and I know that we've already discussed as partners that we are going to be getting really involved with the community with Gold Medal Media Productions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, on a final note, John, what do you have to say?
Well, you know what I'm going to say is I should read my numbers
Yes,
that I always do. First, let me read the numbers. I'll give everyone a final say. All right, this is these numbers are really really important to everyone, I believe. The YWCA here in Niagara County is unbelievable. Phone number 716-433-6714. This is for sexual abuse victims that want to become survivors. It's for you if you're being abused right now. There's counselors standing by that will talk to you, and you don't even have to leave your house, and it's all for free. There is people that will bring you to the police station. The advocates. They'll do everything with you.
The emergency.
Yeah, they'll follow you every step of the way, and it's all for free, and it's right here in Niagara County. It's 716-433-6714, the YWCA. Then after that, there is a national number. It's called RAIN with 2 N's. It's 1-800-656-4673. All this stuff is anonymous, too, of course. And there's another place. If you're a victim, this is where you can get help to become if you become a survivor, which is very important because once you become a survivor is when you take back what was taken. So that's very important. Please call them. They're there 24 hours a day, just like YWCA. They're always there to talk to you. If you're currently in a situation where you're being abused, get a hold of them. They both they'll help you get out and get to what you need. Mental health, very important. We were just talking about it. Suicide, depression, 1-800-662-4357. That's where, if you need someone to talk to, please call them. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 1-800-662-4357. There's a lot of stuff going on. That's one thing the president, whether you like him or not, was right about when COVID-19 was, and people kind of made fun of him, but he was right.
He was.
That this is really, really going to hit people hard, depression and all that. And so call those numbers. They're always there for you. Robin, why don't you say something here as we sign off? Okay. And then we'll all take a little shot around the room.
Just once again want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. I thank all the groups out there that allow us to post in their groups. That's what I do at the beginning of the show. If you're a group that I'm not posting to that wants our show to be posted to your group, let us know on our page, on my personal page. You can just let us know and I can quickly add you to the list. And most of all, I just want to say how proud I am of the 3 people in the room with me for getting this together. Not only this company, but this podcast. We worked real hard to bring this to you, and I think we have some great things in store.
Thank you.
Yes.
Wade.
I'd like to say, wish everybody happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. Enjoy football, enjoy the food, and if there's 11 people at your house, so be it. Also, we really look forward with Gold Medal Media and bringing new voices to the community and showing them voices in a way where it can help build people's spirits. We're bringing many new shows on. Extreme World News with Puppets. We are looking to bring a sports show on coming very soon. Music show called The Draw, which we'll be talking about interviewing local musicians along with national musicians and showing you some great music that you might be unaware of. So definitely looking forward to working with you guys, and definitely check out next week's Citizens United.
Yeah, Lisa?
And also, I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I'm right along with Wade. Have as many people at your house as you would like to. It's your family, it's your time, and you don't know how long you have them for. And I am just grateful to start this new venture with these amazing people that I always say, God has a plan and everything happens for a reason. And we all came into one another's lives, and this is where we're heading.
Yeah, this is.
And I'm grateful and thankful for all of you guys, and we do have a lot coming for our community, and hopefully it is going to help all of you.
And for me, happy Thanksgiving. If you'd like to watch football like I do, you're going to be sad. There's only 2 games tomorrow, 12:30 and 4.
Save us a little money, maybe.
Yeah, please. And the Ravens game got canceled with the Steelers at night, so it's. I'm not going to. We'll save it for the sports show because I could do another hour. I am thankful for everyone in this room. Gold Medal Media. Go to that page too on Facebook. We have our own website. If you're interested, you can see the prices. You can see everything that's going on. It's really well done. So pay attention to Gold Medal Media. And lastly, we'll be back next week at 6:00 for another Citizens United. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.